Wildrifoo is here for another Wildrift video. Are you heartstuck flat or emerald? This video might help you a lot. So, grab your popcorn and watch this video until the end. Let's go! First of all, this video is for the support mains or other players that wants to learn how to support. Karma is a caster support that has a shield, root, and other skill that can damage an enemy. So, if you want a caster support that has a crowd controls, Karma is one of the best support champion for you. Her kit or abilities are perfect in teamfight. So, first one, the passive of Karma is stackable that can empower her abilities. If you have a full stack of the passive, you can use your first skill to damage an enemy, and also the first skill will have a slow effect, good for poking an enemy champion. And the second ability is root. You can root one or two enemy for a few seconds. So if you are chasing an enemy and they are so fast, use your second ability to root them. And the third ability is the shield. You can use her shield in yourself and to your teammates. And if you are chasing an enemy, the shield of Karma has a additional movement speed from it. And the last one is the ultimate. You can damage an enemy from it with a taunt effect. Karma's ultimate is a big changer, so use wisely. In early game of the match, best to max leveling your abilities is your first skill. Next is the third skill, shield. Next, second skill, the root. And also don't forget to max your ultimate. And this is the runes and build for this champion. Here is Nami. Nami is a caster support that has heal, knock up crowd controls, and also can empower your hit to a enemy champion. The first ability of Nami is a stun that can knock up a champion for 1.5 seconds. That's a long crowd control. So don't waste your first ability. The weakness of this skill is having a long cooldown. So use your skill wisely. The second one is the heal, and you can damage the enemy using her second ability. It will bounce if you are near to a champion. You can easily poke an enemy because of this ability. The third skill is a buff that can empower your next 3 hits for an enemy with a slow effect. And lastly, the ultimate that can knock up and slow the enemy. The basic combo is use your ultimate first, and the next one is the first skill. So you can easily stun them. This champion is good for team fights. So in leveling your skills, first to max your abilities is the second ability. Next is first skill. Next is the third ability. And lastly, the ultimate. And this is the runes for this champion. Pike! So, if you are hard carrying your teammates in ranked games, this champion is best for you. So, Pike is a support assassin who is known for his mobility and ability to stun enemies. His kit includes abilities like Bone Skewer, which allows him to pull an enemy towards him and stun them. So, if you are, it's like a Blitzcrank, but if you are using his first skill, you got a slow effect. So use your first skill wisely. And the second skill is the Ghost Water Dive, which allows him to turn invisible and gain movement speed. So the weakness of this ability is if you are close to an enemy champion, the camouflage effect will not be activated and they will see you. And if you are taking a good positioning, this ability is the best because it has a camouflage and you will gain a movement speed from it. And the third ability, the Phantom Undertow, dashes forward leaving behind a phantom. After 1 second, the phantom returns to Pike, dealing a physical damage and stunning for 1.25 to 1.5 seconds. So this skill is a AoE ability. So you can stun 1, 2, 3, or 5 enemies from it. So use your dash wisely. And you can dash over the wall. So if you don't have flash, this ability is broken. You can dash over the walls and can escape from the enemies. And lastly, Pike Ultimate is the Death from Below, which allows him to dash forward and execute low health enemies. Here is the build and runes for this champion. Alistar. If you want support tank champion, this champion is the best for you. So, Alistar is a melee tank champion who excel at engaging enemies and disrupting their movements during team fights. He has a high base health and armor, and his abilities make him a formidable presence in his battles. Let's start with the passive. So, Alistar passive is a heal for himself and for his nearby ally. So, you thought that this champion don't have heals and just focusing on crowd controls? You're wrong, because Triumph Roar is a heal for his allies and for himself. And first ability is the Pulverize, that Alistar slams the ground, dealing damage and knocking up nearby enemies. So if you have a Yasuo in your team, it's better because the synergy is so perfect. And Headbutt, Alistar charges forward, knocking back the first enemy, hits and dealing damage. So with this ability, you can push away and headbutt the enemy towards to your turret or fountain. So use your skill wisely. The third ability of Alistar is a stun. So if you are close to a enemy, you are dealing a magic damage to them, and after you full the stack of the third skill, you can stun them. And lastly, the ultimate. If you are engaging an enemy to a turret, this ultimate is the best because Alistar gain damage reduction and crowd control immunity for a short period of time. So it's super tanky. So the combo of this champion is, first is the headbutt, next the pulverize, next the third ability, and lastly the ultimate. Another tip for this role is always think about your teammates. Your role is support. The goal is to support your teammates in every team fights and every situation. And don't forget to always put wards on bush, in your jungle, and buy control wards so you can destroy wards. And vision is important in the rift. So that's the role of a support. These 4 champions are great for solo queue and duo queue. Sometimes your ADCs suck and you're hard carrying them. So here is the video to help you to climb in your rank games. Don't forget to like and share this video, and I hope you like this kind of content. So see you in the next video.